Early summer 2005, nobody thought Liverpool would play big. That way they just Premier League title with new captain and up, stable formation, with Salah Van Dijk, and Alisson still competes top on X Series V. It shows modest expectations from the community. Maybe he just needs a left back and a striker. The reason for this is because of Liverpool. I was familiar with the austerity habit during Klopp's time. An article from The Atlantic, the 3rd day of June 2025 even recorded that the club itself turned sideways when mention of a financial breakthrough because slots are still being viewed prestige enough to lead the Frimpong budget revolution. It was the first sale of a contract, £29.5 million from Bayern Leverkusen, replacing Alexander-Arnold for Real Madrid. The deal is reasonable, accepted, but did not cause any waves. But many people said, just another copy of the trend. Play high fast, a new king and gang. But then a real explosion happened. Florian Wirtz. It was returned for $100. Pound 16 meters is the most expensive deal in Liverpool's history. It's also a new record for English football. It is worth mentioning that Liverpool is not a team chasing the sap. Germany versus Bayern Munich in Man City. It is believed to have been approached earlier, but Liverpool.com May 30th, 2025. Florian Wirtz from Chia City, worried about Guardiola's future, and suffer from the Anfield atmosphere. The same promise of slot convinced Mohamed Salah. It's been a crazy summer, Klopp said. I have never seen such a number, and the surprise came from the Liverpool scene, the lowest spending team in the Big Six. For the past 5 years, Chelsea, minus £722 million, Arsenal minus £410 million. Liverpool is negative £210 million. Just look at the following table, we'll see the difference clearly. With Florian Wirtz, Freiburg and Kehrer, Liverpool spent almost £190 million, and if Ekitike Isak could exceed £300 million. Talk Sport, on the 19th day of July 2025, even questioned whether Liverpool squad can you recreate the unbeaten record of Arsenal invincible if you spend £400 million. This is not an act. The impulsive dynamic behind that is Liverpool's 5-year run. Shopping keeps wages steady, expanding Anfield and quietly planning the Richard Hill slot. And Michael Gordon is said to have co-devised the alternative strategy. Comprehensive blood from the beginning of the month via Premier League turnover. Last season reached a record of 107. £50 million. Champions League brought home more than £50 million and more. The deal with Adidas will take effect from August. They have collected about £10 million. Deals like Zet Kansas and Callagher, not to mention Darwin Núñez, Luis Diaz is both likely to leave Liverpool. This summer is just beginning to end, and after many years, concealed weapon, gunshot, bearing a written name, Summer Show, 2025, a sign of a Liverpool more ambitious and willing to step up. Europe's #1 power position in the summer of 2200. It's going down in Liverpool's history. There's a very strong feeling in the fan community. Tombs, an expert stat, this would be the best time in years for Liverpool. Bombardment of the transfer market, and they have many bases to do that financially. The Kop is in near perfect condition, according to estimates of the Athletic season sales. 2002 for 2025 could reach £700 million, skyrocketing thanks to the Premier League back to Champions League together. Adidas partnership starts on August 1st. 2025 is worth £60 million per season. Other than the teams must sell this out to spend. Liverpool accumulated over the last 4 years in the Big Six. They're the team with the lowest net worth, with only £210 million, almost kept the financial balance. In every transfer window this helps Liverpool. 2005, with the ability to spend up to £400 million without worrying about regulation. At the same time, the market is opening up a very special period. Big soccer teams are under internal pressure or lack of determination. Clear direction. Bayern Leverkusen, forced to sell Freiburg for only £29.5 million low, more than real value because of financial failure lie in Newcastle, and even Real Madrid. You also have to balance your salary and income. Liverpool's main rivals are Man City, Chelsea, or Arsenal. It's all driven by unstable projects. So Richard Hill, in Michael Edwards, I've had access to expensive names like Florian V without being dragged into an endless auction. If the summer of 2018 is the turning point for Liverpool, when you reach the top of Europe, 2002 is the time to rebuild and prepare for the next century of commercial. Florian Wirtz is the successor to the South Pillar. He's aging like Salah Van Dijk. Harry Maguire. Florian Wirtz is expected to be a creative center. Ekitike brings youth and energy to the corridor. Frimpong ready to replace Alexander-Arnold. The summer of 2018 Liverpool, £165 million, mostly thanks to money sold. Coutinho summer 2005, they can only fold double that number without selling AI like that. simply because they're prepared. Like Michael Edward, it's been said that markets don't have cheap concepts, they have concepts. Liverpool, at the right time, to invest in time to enter a new glorious cycle that can call this is a golden time, not just because they have money, but because of the market being exploited in Liverpool. I was ready to take it. I thought Liverpool, petrochemical mines spend over £260 million in just a transfer window, but the truth behind the clause, investment of nearly £400 million, it's in a well-hatched escape plan, 5 years under Jurgen Klopp, and just recently burst out in full this summer. In the context of many, the club is tightening its spending because of financial constraints. The COP is emerging as a force. You have money and vision. There's a financial ecosystem out there. The body is extremely stable, so that treasure comes from the beginning. You must first go back to 2.019, 2.00020, 2.002, 4.20025. Actually, Liverpool criticized for lack of transfer ambition. It's a period of time where the team is very restrained. According to statistics, in that 6-season period, Liverpool only an average of £40 million per season. Lowest group of British giants. The COP has accepted the sarcasm of saving, like PS. Let's focus on a season like this, and when the time is right, they unfold all the cards. Florian Wirtz, with a £100 million commitment fee, could be increased to £116 million if additional charges. Jeremy Frimpong for 29 cents, £5 million. Phil Foden is a super fast £40 million. Jorginho Mamardashvili ton, 25.0000. Only Edmund Pepsi is the raw jewel, so the deal is extremely cheap, £1.5 million, totaling nearly £200 million. 4 completed transactions, not to mention Hugo Ekitike is about to dock up to £82 million. If calculated, it will always increase the total cost, £270 to £280 million. Liverpool's financial story is all the more remarkable. Looking at Pete, but the revenue is high and the salary is very well controlled. Last season they lost £57 million, helped them secure all limits. The Polo recorded Liverpool pays about £196 million in wages last season. It's expected to rise slightly to £148 to £4 million this year. That's well below the 85% of revenue that UEFA has warned against. This means that the team has plenty of room to continue investing without fear of being penalized or suspended. Player registration in the internal meeting room in Kiev. Every decision is revolutionary. Under slot, come and bring new strategy map. Richard Hills appointed as sports director. Who once helped Bournemouth survive through wise shopping. Gordon Apricot from Effort. Become a live person, follow each contract. They didn't make a revolution overnight, but implement the plan step by step. Blood exchange with young players. Payment divergence according to long-term and negotiable model. In the direction of cash flow control, Liverpool knows how. Circulating cash flow from sales, it seems of little value. Work to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Go and bring back £10 million. In the last month, it's more important than a big pay cut. Kelleher went to Brentford for an extra 12 points and £5 million. The Sal was sold to Leverkusen for £30 million. And it can go up to £35 million. Liverpool have earned more, £63 million just for selling players. It's no longer in the main plan. These numbers are not terrible, but enough to fund half the Florian Wirtz deal. And finally, the yard, the restructuring. Anfield, from facilities to extended stands, are helping. Clubs that add at least be at £4 million per match. At home, that's why Liverpool's financial report is so desirable, when they can fund their own success, without a boss pouring money from Qatar or Saudi Arabia. Many people wonder if Liverpool can afford it, £300 to £400 million, to buy players without burning out. The answer lies in how they manage it. Money flow is extremely wise. Liverpool did not pay in full transfer fee in a single time when signing the contract. They split the money into parts, usually BA or 5 installments lasting several years. In financial language, it's called installment payments, such as a contract with Florian, £100 million writing fee included, but divided into 5 payments, so this summer's only £20 million. The Hugo Ekitike deal is worth £70 million. It only requires the initial payment, about £23 million, even with mid-range contracts, like Milo's kick or Jeremy for account. The actual cost of this day also hovers around the £8 to £12 million per person. By breaking down the Liverpool annual cost, only have to pay about £80 million in the summer 2025 for new players, even though the total transfer value have committed up to £250 million. This way Liverpool can still add powerful force, and there's no need to burn the budget in a single season. In addition to expenses for new recruits, this season, Liverpool must also complete the remaining financial tasks. From past deals, specific final payments for Ryan Graven, Watford and Federico Chiesa are close to £20 million. In addition to signings like Mark Allister and Sobo, the slide is done. Pay in full, right in the summer 2002. Liverpool are essentially adopting a pre-deposit model. Pay later. It's like a down payment on a house and a future installment. That's how they control the cash flow pressure. Don T fall into the trap of spending too much time. With contracts lasting 4 to 6 years, the cost per year is spread evenly, helps balance the budget and easily comply with regulations. Finance of the tournament. Liverpool did not use a financial 7 immediately, or emergency loans to spend on this summer. They're simply calculating carefully. Skillful negotiations with partners to split the payments. That way, we can maintain financial stability while still drastically upgrading the lineup. This shows a professional operating system and competitive ability at the highest level. Summer 2002-05. Witness one of the episodes. The most impressive transfer of the era. The modern of Liverpool, not as loud as Chelsea. Don't spend like Paris Saint-Germain. It's not as shocking as Manchester United. Usually made possible. Top negotiation ability of the club transfer division, with key figures like sports directors Richard Hills and head coach Arnold Slot, has caused Europe to rethink the way it works. Look at the Florida department, the subtleties of Richard Hill. That's one of the reasons that helps. The cop got the nod from Vertx and Toilet 2003. Liverpool want the deal done quickly, because they are afraid of being cut off by Real Madrid or Bayern Munich. But Richarlison himself, the one who went the opposite, he kept a gentle and slow demeanor. Do not urge the Arena Airport team. Must immediately home, from which sports director Salomon Roth feel the sincerity and the deal. As we know it, with Ekitike's deal, this is a wise move by Richard Hills, because Ekitike wasn't originally the cops' plan A. They still have a special interest in Isak, even though it was in the hands of E. Buying Ekitike is not how Liverpool leave the race, owns the Swedish striker. This is considered Richard Lison's steal claim. To talk to partners about Liverpool not running short of money, and they're willing to come up with the right deal. Richard's agility and determination. Hills also have the opportunity to vent more strongly, because two factors. One is the mindset in buying people under. The slot is very open. You're willing to push the wrong people, to bring back good service individuals. For the system, it's different from a Jurgen Klopp who's good at picking up rice and fish. Expenses, have moderation and always put affection in an important place. The second reason also comes from Liverpool itself. We're at a very tight stage in terms of money. They allow the budget should be used as long as it is reasonable and effective. Liverpool is now on the market, in the position of a real big man. They're not just hunting 6 quality targets, but also get their signature at a fair price. Despite the competition at the negotiating table, they have a solid psychological foundation. Take a stand and not give in to unreasonable demands. This is the point where many other teams, especially Chelsea, Man United or Arsenal, are always in trouble. To get caught up in auctions and get ready, overshoot, let Alexander-Arnold go. But an old foxes on the negotiating table like Real Madrid to falter at the wisdom and toughness of the cop. Romerid had to pay €11 million. It's a terrible number, in exchange for a month left on Arnold's contract, in addition to a 3-year-old Salah and a 4-year-old Van Dijk, willing to reject offers of hundreds of millions of euros from Saudi Arabia to stay with Liverpool. To the year 2002-07, summer 2002-05 brings a Liverpool with nothing but conditions. They've shown that they're not just a force on the field, it's also a strategic player at the negotiating table. Ability to choose people, keep people, and press smart prices. Make them role models for how to make modern football.